aware, the topic of our public lecture today is the NSE Global Network, Standardizing Excellence, Exporting Innovation. And this will be handled by a distinguished professional and fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Agberagba. Really, a key to enhancing our national reputation at this time is to really replace the export of maybe crimes, vices, which we hear of almost on a day-to-day basis, with that of excellence and innovation. It is a good time in the state of our nation to develop homegrown solutions with the perspective of solving global challenges, to birth industries locally that we have global appeal. For example, like the likes of Dangote is doing now. I mean, I hear good things about Dangote, exporting fuel to the US, to the UK, and recently even some jet fuel to Saudi Arabia. We have some of our banks also doing this. All of us today use Amazon, we use WhatsApp. These are local American companies that have been developed to become global brands. Hopefully, tonight's lecture will inspire and enable us also in this direction. Before we go further, we want to start with an opening prayer. And then, as usual, we do that by singing our national anthem. So let's just take the national anthem together.
Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with wings and
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. And at this time, I'll invite our chairman here in Eastern Province Branch, Engineer Dr. Ayuba, to give his opening remarks.
Thank you very much. Good evening, assalamu alaikum, distinguished colleagues. Am I audible?
Very well. Very well.
Thank you very much indeed. I welcome you all to today's public lecture, especially our distinguished fellow that will be presenting today's topic. Is indeed a timely one, especially for those of us here in KSA. As engineers, we sometimes think that success depends only on formulas, equations, and how many sleepless nights we can survive with coffee. But let me tell you, sometimes success depends on something much simpler than that: who you connect with. I will explain. First story I would like to relate to you is indeed a personal one, and it was a life-changing experience for me. At one AICHA event, it was a dinner at that time. AICHA, as we all know, is a twin sister to NSE, American Institute of Chemical Engineering. That time it was AICHA, Saudi Arabia chapter. As a new graduating student, I was honestly more focused on the food than on the networking during that dinner. My plan was simple: eat well, smile politely, and go home. But in between the bites, I struck up a conversation with a senior colleague. Interestingly, that senior colleague is also one of us today. But he won't like that I mention his name because he always like walking behind the scene. That chat led to an introduction to another senior member of the association. Indeed, that was the chairman of AICHE KSA chapter at that time. And before long, it opened the door to a job opportunity that I've been in it now for the past 25 years. For the past 15 years, apology for that. Imagine that. While I was chasing desert, opportunity was chasing me. That day, I learned the best lesson in my life. Networking works. Even on a full stomach. Because I still ate that day I ate, but networking works indeed. Allow me to narrate another important story, which will elucidate the important topic we're looking at today. A company in Saudi Arabia went to India to recruit engineers. There was this young engineer in India who went for an interview. And he had never worked in the company that he was being interviewed as usual. Strangely, he answered every question as if he was already on their payroll. The interviewers were amazed. How does he know so much? You know what? It turned out that he had tapped into his network. Colleagues who had worked in that company before, they had given him insider knowledge and prepared him. His network became his secret weapon. These stories remind us that networking is not about collecting contacts or adding random people on LinkedIn. It's about building genuine relationship, sharing knowledge, and supporting one another. Sometimes your network is the bridge between your effort and your opportunity. And speaking of networks, that brings me to our today's theme, the NSE Global Network, Standardizing Excellence and Exporting Innovation. This is more than a slogan. It is about how we as engineers can connect across borders, share standards, and export ideas that change the world. To help us explain this, we are honored to have in our midst today a senior fellow of NSE. Not only is she deeply experienced in this field, but also passionately committed to advancing global collaboration. I assure you, you are in for an enlightening and inspiring session. So before I hand over, one little reminder. In today's online world, networking may not happen over dinner tables, but it does happen in chat boxes, breakout rooms, and even LinkedIn requests. So don't just log out after this event. Connect, follow up, and be part of NSE Global Networks. Who knows? Your next big opportunity to benefit from or benefit others might just be a click away. I wish you all happy celebration today. And please join me in welcoming our guest. And I will hand over to the moderator of the day, our technical secretary. Over to you, Engineer Dr. Babatokwe.
And thank you so much, Dr. Yip, for this insightful, opening remarks. Thank you so much. These are very, very helpful. Now we invite Dr. Salami to read the speaker's citation.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, my able Mr. Moderator. It is an honor to read the citation of Engineer Mrs. Valerie Ifueko Agberagba. Permit me for pronouncing your name so awfully. Engineer Mrs. Valerie Ifueko Agberagba, FNSE, is the General Manager, Generation Projects Department of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, Abuja, Nigeria. She has over 30 years of professional engineering practice as a quality control, power engineer, and project manager. Engineer Agberagba was part of the supervision team for many monumental buildings in the FCT, including the National Assembly Phases 1, 2, and 3, the Federal Secretariat's Plot 1 and 3 as a quality control engineer, while in the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA. In 2010 rather, Engineer Agberagba was head institutional continuity, finance and administration, and later senior technical advisor with the Presidential Task Force on Power from 2010 to 2016. I was part of the team that developed the power sector roadmap. She has been responsible for the deployment of solar solutions to unserved and underserved communities in Nigeria, and has been involved in the planning and development of a 100 megawatt utility scale solar plant as General Manager, Renewable Energy. She presently superintends over the completion of 4 thermal power plants of about 1,000 megawatts. Engineer Valerie Agberagba is a past Vice President, National Society of Engineers, past President, Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN, and a past Vice President and Chair of the Committee for Women in Engineering of the World Federation of Engineering Organization, WFEO, and Federation of African Engineering Organization, FAEO. Engineer Agberagba, with a Royal Academy UK grant-led research on statistical data for women in science and engineering in Nigeria, Malawi, and Rwanda. She was profiled in the Rising to the Top Global Women Engineering Leaders, Volume 2, by International Federation of Engineering Education, Education Societies, and Global Engineering Deans Council. Engineer Valeria has served in various engineering innovation committees, and in addition to her work, continuously advocates for gender balance, mentoring in the workplace, and building the next generation of engineers and scientists through our NGO, SciTech Network. Engineer Valerie, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Salami, for the well-read citation. I want to say a very big thank you to the Eastern Province branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Saudi Arabia, for this opportunity. The chairman of the branch, the brand new chairman of the branch, Engineer Dr. Ayuba Adeshina, I want to say thank you to you for this opportunity. I also want to recognize the technical secretary, Dr. Gunlakin, MNSE, and the IPC, Engineer Abdullahi Masood. I recognize all members of the executive committee of the Eastern Province branch for a job well done in that region. I also want to recognize very senior engineers on this call this evening. I saw the immediate past registrar of Koren, Engineer Professor Adisa, a fellow of the Society and a fellow of the Academy of Engineering, chairman of branches, past chairman of branches, senior engineers, Engineer Richard, Engineer Vera, Engineer Charles Akintola, and a lot more others on this call. I want to say thank you for joining us. For me, it's a public lecture, but I'm going to just ask that please, we all take this seriously. If you listen to the opening remark of the chairman of the Eastern Province, you will see that he talked about the benefits of networking. And now we are going to be discussing on NSE global networking. Please, can we have my slides on? I sent it to Engineer Masood. I don't know if he has it.
Yes,
Technical Secretary,
let's
okay. So let's just chat while you get it on. Thank you very much. It's on now. Thank you. So we're going to be talking about the NSE Global Network, Standardizing Excellence, Exporting Innovation. I want to appreciate the chairman for his opening remark. That was very beautiful and well said. And it has already given us an opening into our discussion. And so I'm just going to be bringing thoughts to us this evening. And I expect that a lot of us will have more to talk about on this issue, so that at the end of it, we will come out with a communique, because this concerns all of us. NSE has grown. Please, next slide. NSE has grown from being a local or a national organization to a global one. So we're looking at the introduction of our society, Nigerian Society of Engineers. We also look at the vision for a global network and consider two pillars that we are talking about today: standardizing excellence and exporting innovations. And what are some of the key initiatives that we can bring in to actualize these two pillars? And of course, we now look at the benefits to us locally and for those of our members in the diaspora. And we take an action on what we should do. Because if we have this discussion and we don't take an action on what we should do, we are just making noise. It is time for action. And I think everyone should please pick up your digital paper and biro, and let's reason together to be able to move NSE to the next level. Next slide, please. So our society, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, a legacy of national building, of nation building, that's what I called it. And that is what NSE is. I stand to be corrected. I don't think there's any professional organization in Nigeria that has the kind of warehouse of engineers from diverse disciplines that we have in the Nigerian Society of Engineers. It was established in 1958 in London by some young men who came together and thought, if we've had this opportunity of being trained, then we should come together, put our thoughts together, encourage one another to excellence. And the NSE was registered in Nigeria in 1967. We came up with our articles of association. And then the vision for the society, as we have it as of today, is that we will be one of the very best engineering professional bodies in the world. And so if we want to position ourselves to be one of the very best professional bodies in the world, then we cannot operate locally. I don't know if I'm making sense. We cannot operate locally, because if you confine yourself to your local environment, there's no way you will know whether you are the worst or the best. So NSE has, with this vision, has spread its tentacles with a mandate to promote the advancement of engineering and facilitate professional development of its members. Engineering, we all know, is not static, it's very dynamic. A lot of technologies are coming, a lot of innovations and introductions of different ways of doing it, even different ways of studying engineering are coming up. And so for us to promote advancement of engineering, it also means that we must expose our members to a lot of things that are happening across the globe. NSE has over 60,000 membership, because in this year alone, we have registered almost another 10,000. So we have over 60,000 registered members as the backbone of Nigeria's infrastructure and industrial sector. And if every one of us, the government, decides to tap into that which every one of us have, I think we'll make a lot of impact in Nigeria. Research has it that for good infrastructure development in a nation, you should be having like 1,000, I think we have it like 1,000 engineers to a number of people. And if we look at it, our registered number of engineers is not the total number of engineers we have in the country. Remember that we have more than enough that are not registered with us. Next slide. So we have quite a lot of engineers, and we can make an impact in our infrastructural development if we really come together. different disciplines, different generation of engineers coming together to work. Next slide. And before I go into this, I'll also tell us that, okay, NSE has expanded its frontiers to a global community. If we start from the top, I'm sure you all know that the president of the World Federation of Engineering Organization is a past president of our great society in the person of engineer Mbishio Mustafa Balarabe Shehu, FNSE. He's the president of the World Engineering Organization. And that also tells you where the NSE is situated. So, like I said, we are not only operating locally. I use the word local as Nigeria, but we've extended our expansion continentally across Africa. He was once the president of FAO, or Federation of African Engineering Organizations. And then we also expanded our network, our membership to the World Federation of Engineering Organization, an organization that has over 100 countries in membership. So NSE has actually situated itself across the globe for knowledge sharing, continuous professional development. And it is not just a sign of growth, it is a strategic initiative to unite Nigerians across with what is happening in the global environment. We've gone beyond our borders. Like I said, we are continentally connected. We are building collaborative communities with other countries, other professional organizations. And sometime in the year, we had a program, one of the programs of the president of World Federation of Engineering Organization for professional development of African engineers. And we had the first webinar in Nigeria, opening us to know what we stand to benefit by keying into that program. So we've moved beyond our borders. We've built a lot of collaborative community with Kenya, with Ghana, with Zambia, Uganda, so many other countries. Last year we were in Angola, and we didn't just go there to make the numbers. We also shared our knowledge. We learned from what they had, then we shared our knowledge. And while I was in Angola, I even visited one of their solar plants, because I'm sure when you heard in my citation, I also once worked as the general manager of renewable energy, and we were doing a lot of development of projects. And so it was also another time of knowledge sharing and knowing what is happening across other countries. NSE also, through expanding its frontiers, is able to tap into the vast intellectual capital of the Nigerian diaspora, like we are having this conversation this evening. NSE has branches in Houston, we have in the Eastern Province, we have in London. I think we have about 4 branches in London. We also have one in Canada. So you see that we are actually expanding, and we want to be able to tap into the vast knowledge of our members in diaspora. We have a lot, some of you lecturing in Harvard, we have those lecturing in Cambridge, we have those lecturing in MIT. We have people who are even working and have been recognized by the government of the country they are in because of their intellectual impact on the country. So we need to tap into this. We don't just want to be a branch and say, oh, we're members of NSE branch. And I believe this is one of the reasons why we're having this conversation this evening. And I want to, at this point, say once again, thank you to the Eastern Province branch for giving us this opportunity to have this very important discussion. And I actually shared it in the International Mobility Platform. I was looking forward to having most of our chairmen from the diaspora branches at this call, so that we really look at it and see what can we do, how can we expand our network, and what are the mutual benefits that we can have. Because if we are just members of the NSE in our different countries and we are not developing that network for knowledge sharing and exchange of innovative ideas, we will not be able to have the impact we want. We want a two-way bridge of knowledge. We want a two-way bridge of opportunity, because you also will want to have interest in Nigeria. I want to be able to come into Nigeria and make some impact. So we want this two-way exchange of knowledge. We want everybody to see themselves as Nigerians and that we can do things better from the way we are doing it now. Next slide. So then the mission is what? From our topic today, we said standardizing excellence. We want to ensure that global practices, ethical practices, and competencies of our engineers at home is comparable with our engineers abroad. We also want to be able to export innovation. Nigerians, if you look at Nigerians, we are very, very innovative in our thinking. Despite the fact that we don't have much opportunities that encourage innovation and support even local skills coming into design and bringing a lot of things to the fore. We believe if we can have this kind of relationship, if we can share knowledge and create opportunities where we can even have mentors from other countries, we will be able to showcase and deploy Nigerian engineering ingenuity to solve global challenges. Nigerians are very intelligent. We are very enterprising. And despite the hard situations we have, Nigerians always look out for solution to the problem. And so this discussion is to create a mission statement for all of us, for Eastern Province branch, for Houston branch, for Canada branch, for Manchester branch, Glasgow branch. It is for us to be able to see that we need this dual relationship. Next slide, please. So let's look at the first pillar, standardizing excellence. What do we need to do? Engineering education has come a long way. Right now, we have on this call the immediate past registrar of current, and Professor Adisa. And I know they've done a lot when it comes to making Nigerian engineers to be able to work outside Nigeria. We're almost concluding our registration with the Washington Accord, which means any registered engineer can work in any of those countries that have signed into the Washington Accord. But signing into it is one thing. Continuous professional development and the way we renew our licenses must be comparable with the global practice. So we must have an harmonized continuous professional development program that will be recognized internationally. Engineer Adisa might want to tell us more about it so that we know that, yes, whatever we have right now, when I submit my CV in another country to work, or even as I live in Nigeria, I mean, the world has made it possible that I can be living in Nigeria and be working in America or even in Saudi Arabia. But if I'm submitting my credentials or my CV, and what can they see when it comes to continuous professional development? What process have we put in place, like we have in other countries, where they have unit courses that as a professional engineer in electrical, you must have attained at least a minimum unit of CPD for them to know that you are actually building yourself professionally for the challenges and for the new technologies that we are having. So we must have harmonized continuous professional development programs that will be recognized. Then global certification. There are some areas we might want to work. Just being a registered engineer in Nigeria might not give us that opportunity. On Saturday, we had a collaborative webinar for young engineers on assessing a scholarship for their masters, even choosing the right master's program to do and how you can navigate your ways around it. And we had almost 167 young engineers on that call. And I actually was looking forward to us having almost the same number of engineers here, because I think when we are talking about global network, we should all be interested in being part of this. And those of you who are out there will be able to help us to know that, oh, if you want to work in this area, because of the network we have, you'll be able to let us know that these are some of the certification courses you need to do. There are courses we can do online right now. So this standardizing excellence, we are able to exchange knowledge to say, look, if you want to work in the climate change space right now in the Eastern Province, there are some certifications you must have. It's not just good enough that, oh, you're an engineer of over 30 years experience and you don't have some basic certification when it comes to climate issues. And then you direct me on what to do, and I improve my knowledge of it, and it gives me an opportunity to be able to work internationally. So we're talking about global certification. So this relationship, this network will help us to look at it and encourage us to look, no, go online. There are courses here, there are courses there, and then we begin to do it. And when it comes to ethical framework, we don't want a situation where Nigerians, where we leave Nigeria, and then we are not able to sit in the strict ethical environment that we have outside Nigeria. So we want to be able to promote a very robust code of ethics for Nigerian engineers wherever we are. So it will be good for us at this discussion if some of us can bring out and say, oh, in the Eastern Province, these are the code of ethics they have for practicing engineers. And we can look at some of the things we have with our own code of ethics. Please, can you mute your phone or mute your device so that we can have one house? Thank you very much. So we could actually compare notes. We look at our code of ethics. What do we have? Where did we not lay emphasis that we can lay more emphasis? What are some other things we can add? Because practicing in Saudi Arabia might be so different from practicing in London. And please, if I'm right, whenever I say anything that you think you agree with me, especially when it comes to this, let somebody just tell me that, yes, that is true, and just put something on the chat box, because we need to know what happens. This is why we're having this chat. So I believe practicing in Eastern Province, there are some things that are expected of us as Nigerians, but that we might not be sure of it, and we come in and we just find ourselves not able to fit anywhere. Some people have left Nigeria, and for the past 2-3 years they've been out. They've not been able to work as engineers. So if we are able to share some of these things, every Nigerian that has gone out there can fit into that country to say, yes, because of the enhanced code of ethics we have developed in Nigeria, taking points and reasons from everyone, this is where we are, and that individual can easily fit in there. So we need to have these are some of the things we need to think about if we are talking of standardizing excellence. Knowledge repository. We must now create a digital hub for standard best practices and technical resources. This is what I believe we can do. And you can join hands with the headquarters to be able to have this digital hub. We might have been thinking about it. I know the immediate past president talked about something like this. But if we set up a committee of engineers from Saudi Arabia, London, Houston, and all, we might be able to drive this faster than we are doing it right now. I don't know how many of us in the Eastern Province are members of committees in the NSE, because almost all our meetings now are online. So you really don't have to be in Nigeria. You can't make your impact by joining some of these committees where we can develop this digital hub, promote whatever we are doing, and enhance professional excellence in the Nigerian Society of Engineers in our practice amongst our engineers. We share knowledge, we share experiences, just like the chairman shared his experience at the beginning of this. And I was taught, and I'm like, good, networking, that is what networking can do for us. Is networking. For me to have been able to work in the presidential task force, it was a connection I got from my network. I was working in the FCDA, and I get a call one day and said, call this number. I called the number, I was called and had a chat, and the next thing they said, oh, congratulations, you are part of the presidential task force on power. That is the power of networking. So we must come together. We must be able to share this knowledge so that people know what you can do, what you have to offer, what others can learn. There are so many engineers who are looking forward to knowing so many things happening over there, but they don't have the network. And that is why I say again that I'm a little bit disappointed that this is the number that we have on this. It shows we don't know the power of networking. It shows that we are not looking forward to learning from our diaspora branches. We need to talk and encourage ourselves that these are some of the things we need to do. Let's move to the second pillar, which is exporting innovation. What do we need to do for us to be able to export innovation? We must create a platform to highlight groundbreaking projects and research by Nigerian engineers globally. I remember there was one of the programs we had, and we had to talk to academics that we want those researchers to move from the shelf to become pilot projects, to become get their patent and begin. Let's look for people who can help in marketing most of these things. We have a lot of researchers that are hanging on the shelves in our research institutes, in our universities, but we don't have the connection to bring these things out. These are researchers that can solve problems, but we don't even have opportunity to showcase some of these research. And I would suggest that maybe one of these days we should have a research, what do you call it? I'm so sorry, I'm trying to get that now. Exhibition, yeah, that's the word that escaped my mind. A research exhibition, an exhibition of researches, and in looking at some areas. If we want to look at the power sector, we look at the energy sector. If we want to look at agriculture, let's bring out some of these researches in this area and have an exhibition online and invite people. And we believe also that those of you in our global branches will be able to also introduce some people to this exhibition to say, let's come in and see some of the things that our colleagues in Nigeria are doing and introduce them to those who can mentor them further on what they are doing. Then we can now get to the point of maybe technology transfer, connecting diaspora experts with local firms for knowledge transfer and cutting-edge solutions, just like I've said. I think it will be a good one for us to have a research exhibition looking at different institutes and all. And like, look, let's have this online. Let's also invite some of diaspora members who are in the universities and those who are also in organizations that they can help to connect people to grants and mentoring and marketing of exhibitions and researches. We must solve Nigerian problem. We have quite a lot of issues. We can't keep going to beg governments to recognize us. One of the ways we can be recognized as Nigerian engineers is when we bring solutions to the table. And that is what we want our global network to help us to do, bringing solutions to the table. You could help, like we're having our international conference in December. So most of your diaspora branches, you know how you do some of these global hackathons and competitions among young engineers, among even the academics and all. We could come up with it so that our international conferences become also a place where real solutions come out. And when we are talking to the Nigerian government, we are telling them this is what we can do. We have designed this, we have done this, and this is what how this area of our infrastructure can be improved. And you can also help with the startups for them to know what to do. Please let me know my timing so that I don't talk too much, because I would really like us to have a lot of time to discuss. I know we have 15 minutes for questions and answers, but I want to try and finish my presentation within 30 minutes so that we can add more time for discussions and suggestions on moving forward. Next slide, I'll just run faster. Can I have the next slide, please? Yes, so what are some of my own key initiatives that I think we can have? I've mentioned this before. Now we have the NSE app. How many of us have downloaded the app on our phones or on our devices? Let me see thumbs up for those who have the membership app. You see, there are lots of things we can do with our membership app now. Now we're also working on the membership directory. If that directory is well, if we have a very detailed directory, is a big opportunity for networking. Then we create engineering community, online engineering community for different areas. For those of us in the energy sector, we create a community for those in the energy sector, and we are able to brainstorm. We can share some of the issues, like some of the issues I have when we're developing the 1,000 megawatts renewable energy plant, solar plant across some states in Nigeria. It's over 4 years now, and it still hasn't seen the light of day. So I could put up some of my challenges there on that community. And those of you who have been able to achieve or who know how to go around some of these policies and all, we come in, we discuss, and I can be fired again to continue with that project. I believe that can happen. I know the Vice President of Professional Development at the last council, they talked about creating a job board on the platform. And the president said, you already have it there. You don't need to get permission. Go ahead and do that. And if we have that job board, we believe also we can, those of you in diaspora could also share with us some global opportunities. You can throw it in there and say, there are opportunities in this university, there are opportunities for scholarship. After the webinar on Saturday, I know some of you from the Eastern Province were there. The second speaker was also from your branch. And he threw in a lot of opportunities on the platform for people to see. So this is what we are talking about. Global opportunities are thrown in there. And then we now begin to have a structured mentorship program. We don't have that right now. A structured mentorship program is very, very important, where we begin to match our engineers here with engineers globally for them to be able to learn and be mentored. I've talked about virtual conference, virtual exhibition, of course, webinar. This is what we're having right now. And that is why I can speak to you from Nigeria. And I will say right now, I'm in Saudi Arabia talking to you because I'm with you there. So this is what we can do now. The virtual space is open for everyone. We can do a lot there. Digital library. We can do a lot. You can help us and give us even access so that we see that, oh, engineers can access this library. You give us a link. Even if we need to pay to use some of those digital libraries, NSE will create that opportunity. Even our engineering students will be able to come in to the digital library, even if it is to pay a token to be able to use it. We want to have a robust digital hub that we can have. So with the NSE app, please look at the NSE app. What are some of the things we can add to it to make it more robust? So that some of these initiatives we are talking about, we can do the next slide. So the first one is a digital hub. And then the second one is an annual global engineering conference. We already have it. We're having the one for this year, 1st of December to 5th of December. And I believe a lot of you will be able to join us online. But what I'm talking about right now, can we have now Eastern Province now having an NSE international conference for the Eastern, all countries in the Eastern zone? And the NSA headquarters will be there. And we'll be able to drop minds with those engineers, and not just our own Nigerian engineers, but with our global network. We'll be able to exchange ideas. We can put our problems there and see how the Eastern community can help to solve some of our problems. Can we have something like that? Not just your local engineering conference now, but an international conference that will have the full participation of NSE headquarters and inviting other branches even to be there. We could bring in branches from Nigeria, representatives, to come in to be able to be exposed to what is happening, gain knowledge, and be able to go back to their communities and impact their communities. We'll bring together thought leaders, policymakers, people who can help us. This is my thought, and I believe when we do this, we'll be able to also improve on the knowledge we have and we come up with more ideas on how we can impact our environment. Please, can you go back to the last slide, the previous slide before this? The slide before this. Okay, it wasn't this. Yes, no, please go back. Let's continue, not this. There was something I wanted to talk about. I think we've missed it. Next slide. Yeah, I think it's a bit down. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I'm not seeing it. There was something I really wanted to point out there. Please, let's go to the next slide. I'll find a way to. Yes, okay, this was what I was talking about. Now, the next one is the Diaspora Knowledge Exchange Program. We could have, of course, we call it reverse brain drain because gain, structured program for diasporas to engage with Nigeria. We have specific programs. Let's know your areas of specialization, your areas of focus in some of these countries we are in, and we can now invite you. Like we're having this webinar now, we are going to be having you talk about some of those things. Whichever area we have the experts coming in, we advertise it and we get people to register for it. They don't necessarily have to be free, because most times things that come free, people don't treasure it. But when you are having a diaspora expert coming to engage with us on how we can solve problems and how we can improve on innovation, then we make sure that it's done seriously. People register for it. They are intentional in wanting to be part of it. We can have short-term consultancies. You can come into Nigeria where you know that, yes, this is an issue that is being done in any of the sectors, in the water sector, in the environment, and decide, okay, this is my area of expertise. I can come in. And you talk to engineers and you're able to come in. Guest lecturership in our Nigerian university. Even if it's when you come into Nigeria for your holiday, sometimes some of us come in for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You could decide to pick a university in your environment and just make an impact. Let the engineers and the lecturers there also see how these things are done and learn from you. We talked about virtual mentorship. What I was looking for was this sabbatical placement. I know that, yes, I mean, engineers in Nigeria, lecturers in Nigeria are looking for sabbatical across the globe. It looks funny that when you say you want engineers who are abroad now to come into Nigeria to have a 1-year sabbatical facilitating a knowledge transfer in our universities. But I don't believe it is not possible. I think it is possible.
As time goes,
I think it's possible. So please, let's think about it. This is another initiative, one of the initiatives that could come to pass. Even if it is not a year long, it could be 1 month, it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months. Let's see how we can really build our environment with the knowledge we have outside the country. Next slide. I'm almost done. So what are the benefits for our members? For our local members, those of us in Nigeria like me, we'll be able to access global knowledge and trends of international best practice. My exposure to the WFEO is created an opportunity for me to learn from other countries, to learn how things are done, how you can manage your time, how you can do things without saying African time. You know what I mean? We want to start a program, and I like the fact that the technical secretary said, let's not encourage those who are coming in late. Some people joined this call even before 6:30. I was testing my device to be sure that I would be able to fit in, and I tried to join around 6:10, and I saw that we already had one person on call. So, and you won't say because some people are not joining, we have only 10, 15, we now give 30 minutes to start. Nobody does that. 6:30 for 6:30, we start what we have to do. Let those who are coming in, let you know. So I've learned a lot of global practices that you focus on the important things and not on the trivial things. So we want to be able to learn from best global practices. And we also want our mentorship to be a world-class mentorship program where we can learn from experts. And for the diaspora members, we say, oh, a direct connection to your roots. I mean, some of you have been out of this country for a very long time, and it connects you to your roots. It connects you to see, oh, I was once at this level. I could be able to help them to move to the next level. So it gives you an opportunity to give back to your community and leave a lasting impact that over the years, people will keep making references to it. And again, it gives you a good professional network. Some of you, I mean, we have ministers who have left this country, and because of their network and all, their back now, people who are not back to Nigeria to be ministers. You could be one of those that will come back to Nigeria to help us solve our energy problem. You could be one of those that will come back and help us solve our environmental problem. We have the SDGs. 2030, 2060, where are we when it comes to the environment? Closing out open defecation across our states and communities. Where are we on it? How disciplined are we in running some of those programs? So those of you there, you can see how it is being done in that area and coming. We are talking of energy transition. 2060, we said, net zero. Where are we? How much of renewable do we have on our grid? Some of you are great policymakers over there. You could help us to come in to see how we can implement our policies without just having verbose policies that are not working. And for all of us, we all become enhanced professionally. Continuous learning is there. And then we have a stronger collective voice on the world stage. These are some of the benefits that we are looking for from our global network. Next slide, please. For our country, Nigeria, we are seeking for accelerated development. We are looking out for retention of talents. We are looking for foreign investment. But we must also remember that we want some of these investments to be tailored towards our local innovative solutions. And so we need every network we can get to be able to get there. I desire in Nigerian Society of Engineers that we leave impact in every place we have a branch, because there's an exchange of knowledge from those of you in the diaspora. We are looking for every host branch to be able to access a pool of highly skilled, innovative, and resilient engineering talent everywhere we are. Collaborative solutions to global challenges like climate change, sustainable energy, and public health that will be driven by a unique Nigerian perspective. We don't just want to say, oh, we have led the WFEO. We want it to be on record that Nigerians have brought in some solutions, that the way we are doing things in Nigeria, we want other countries also to look at it. I look forward to having in Nigeria that they can make reference to say, this was designed in Nigeria, this is what we are doing, and this is how it is solving global problem. And we can do it with our network. We only need to use our network to get what we want. There is a saying that says, the currency of real networking is not greed, but generosity. Let's connect. Let's be generous with our knowledge. Let's be generous with our connection. Let's be generous with our network in all these provinces, and let's bring it to Nigeria to create an opportunity where ideas and opportunities will be flowing within Nigerian communities. Next slide, please. Let's all get involved. Let's build together. As engineers, let's not see our membership as just a necessity. I'm a member of Nigerian Society of Engineers. We only come to talk when we want to vote or do other things. But let's see it as a platform for being part of professionals that will impact your community, professionals that will solve problems. I tried working in this environment, in the environment sector. How can we close out open defecation? How can we enhance water supply to communities? A lot still needs to be done. Let's think of what we can do. So if you register on the NSE portal, update your profile, get active. And as soon as we get a robust directory, let's begin to create engineering communities that will come up to discuss our challenges in Nigeria and be able to solve problems. For those of us abroad, let's reach out to our local chapters or the NSE headquarters. Let's tell them that this is what we can do. Help to build a pool of talented young engineers with a global mindset that we can be proud of, because these young engineers are looking for innovative solutions. You can help us to build them. You can help us to mentor them. You can help us to reset their mind into global thinking, reset their mind to begin to learn on what to do and not just thinking local. And with that, I want to say a very big thank you to all of us. Let's make our Nigerian Society of Engineers greater. Let's think of our network. Let's build our network. Let's connect with people. Share your network with others. Let's know that, yes, if we connect ourselves, we'll be building a genuine relationship that will be focused on mutual benefits in professional networking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, presenter.
Thank you so much, Engineer Valerie, for this insightful presentation. I will now call on Engineer Babatunde Salami to moderate the question and answer session. Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. Okay, thank you so much. Engineer Salami, please, can you please moderate the question and answer session?
Is he not there? Engineer Alatunde, you are muted.
Oh,
Maybe it's not on seat.
maybe. Okay, so I'll try to do this. Okay. So can you please help me, Engineer Salami? I'm Engineer Aliba. I'm already messing up the whole thing. I'm not very good with
Yes,
this thing.
for
So
it seems, please, if you have questions, you have two options. It's either you raise up your hand to ask a question because you have listened to a very interesting presentation from our presenter, or you're also free to type the questions and those questions will be asked accordingly. But as it has been said, let's make this section interactive. This is very important.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. So once again, we thank our presenter, Engineer Valerie. It's a very, very interesting presentation, and we'll be expecting the questions in the chat box. If there are any questions, I will read them. Otherwise, if anyone wants to engage with the team or with the group directly, you can raise your hand, and then we can start by the first person.
Maybe as people are thinking on what to ask, I just have one quick reflection and a question to this presenter. Can I go ahead, please, Engineer Batokwe? Engineer, okay, so everybody is not their hand, so let me give them the chance first.
Okay. Yes, Engineer Abdulwasi Abdurrahim, you can go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Good evening, and thank you, Engineer, for the presentation. That was very nice. Thank you so much. And the topic is also an important topic to touch on. I think one of the facts that we cannot deny is NSE is housing very, very resourceful number of people with wealth of experience, just like you rightly said in your presentation, in terms of even the warehouse of knowledge and experiences that is available in the society. But then I think to leverage on all of these, we really need to be systematic and organized and more organized in terms of being able to put all of this wealth of resource into use. I know we are out here in different fields. Some of us are in the industry and some are in academics.
Yeah.
But then, regardless of where we are, we have a lot of opportunity to be able to contribute, especially back in our home country, and because we know there are challenges there, and we can help. I've been out here for 17 years, and all along in the industry. I'm in telecoms industry, so if there's anything, you can reach out to me, and you can count on my support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that contribution. And I hope I will get your contact, because we're going to put you on the platform for us to be able to have further discussion. Yeah, I'm glad you are giving your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Valerie. We have Dr. Additional. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And I want to use the opportunity to thank the presenter for this very informative and very, insightful presentation. Thank you, Engineer Valeria. And thank you for the speaker, Dr. Engineer Abdul Rahim, who just mentioned this very important point of, having a well-structured and well-organized way of harnessing some of these, very rich, pool of experts and, engineers around the globe. One thing I just want to chip in, considering the very insightful, presentation that you just gave, is you have really emphasized on the need for research as well as innovation. So I was just looking at one very key aspect, especially with the young and the future engineers in Nigeria, which I think is one of the main goal of the society, to ensure that the future of our young engineers is bright, and they are able to be competitive on the global platform.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at this aspect of we used to have the conventional engineering curriculum in our universities. Is NSE considering upgrading and modernizing some of these, or trying to kind of put a proposal to the Education Commission, to modernize some of this curriculum to be able to adopt, modern courses that will allow the future engineers to be able to fit in more appropriately to the global, what we call the fourth industrial revolution. Especially, you see a lot of countries trying to do this upgrade, because the conventional courses that we take, some of them does not really address the exponential technological advancement that we're witnessing in this era. So this is just a thought that we maybe perhaps needs to be put into consideration, considering this well-informed and insightful presentation that you just gave. Thank you. This is my contribution.
Thank you. I've noted that. I don't know if Professor Adisa is still on this call. Is Professor Adisa still on the call? I can't see him again. I would have asked him to talk more on it, but yes, NSE is doing a lot with current to see that we have improved curriculum in engineering. With the OBE that was approved, a lot of things have to change. And because if you want to be certified as an engineer with the other countries in the Washington Accord, there are some expectations for your curriculum. And NSE is working with Corinne on that. But I believe those of us in the academia, in the diaspora, could also be part of this, giving us some ideas of what is happening. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Yes, we can get to know what is actually going on at the different regions and be able to bring in something to our curriculum. But we are working on it and we can have further discussion on it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. Just to continue with what you said about academics, we have a lot of academics here in Saudi Arabia. So I think Engineer Adisa, if we can put him in touch with us, it would be nice also to have a presentation from him regarding how academia from Saudi Arabia can contribute to Nigeria. Thank you very much. So we have also Engineer Dr. Maruf. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Engineer Valerie Ifueko Agberagba, for that very good presentation. And networking is quite very important, as you cannot emphasize this more than it has been presented. So I'm aware that the federal government is trying to organize a bridge program between the academia in Nigeria and diaspora. And I think NSE should have an input into this because of their tentacles across the globe. Perhaps they can be the best advisor to the federal government, Ministry of Education as regards engineering education. That is my first input. Second input is that research-wise, we've conducted a lot of research, but more often than not, these research commitments are kept in the library without being implemented, simply because every student wants to do their project just to graduate. I think NSE has to look deeper, more, and begin to extract what part of our research are really implementable. For instance, I was in Malaysia sometimes, and I knew what Malaysians were doing differently is that the output of their research are being directly implemented to understand the strength and the weaknesses and to know what they can do differently. So I came across one time in the past where a cement is designated as a grade 42, grade 41, grade 25. And I felt a little bit perturbed that how can you grade a cement as a grade so, when the composition of the material that compose the concrete, we're going to determine the type of grade that we're going to have. And of course, I've not seen this anywhere in the world, except in Nigeria. So this kind of things, we have to have an input as engineers so as to bridge the gap between what is obtainable around the globe and what we are doing in Nigeria. And again, most of our projects are kept in the hand of the contractors. And so most of them are not really having the deep understanding of what they are working on. Everything should not be about money. So we have to have technical components, which is going to be well monitored by NSE, and to be able to do things differently and can be better out of compared to where we are at currently. And I want to also advise we can have a kind of a large house technical presentations among between the researchers in Nigeria and researchers in diaspora, so that they can be able to educate us on the latest technology obtainable in the market and how we can also contribute significantly to the growth of our economy. So this, and lastly, we are right now building the NSE NICE Saudi Arabia branch. We still need some assistance and help from the mother body to grant us a full cooperation and whatever assistance that we need towards ensuring that we get properly inaugurated. So I'm putting this to the management of the NICE at top level and NSE as well to assist us in achieving that goal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Moro, for your observations and all. I'm sure very soon NICE will be able to do that. Whatever we can help to get the NICE chapter there will be very good, because I think we stand to gain a lot from it with the comparison of knowledge and how best things are done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma, for your response. We have a comment here from Engineer Charles. He has two comments, actually. The first one, he said that most people or most prospective members to joining the NSE, they always say, what is the need for me? Yeah, a lot of people express this concern. So how do we address this? This is one. And the other aspect is NSE is still far behind as an engineering society, in his opinion. So, and this is like a concern he's expressing. So what do you have to comment about that? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Sorry,
can hear you.
I did, I was muted. Yeah, there was a saying I wrote. I said, the currency of real networking is not greed but generosity. Your reason for joining NSE is very important. It's a professional association. And when you come in and you realize that we said we want to be the best professional engineering organization globally, and also we are concerned about the well-being of our engineers. And so if we have that as our vision and part of our mission to see that every engineer develops professionally, and of course, even otherwise their well-being is taken into consideration, then we should come in with a mindset to impact. People start asking what is in it for me because they've lost the touch of sometimes you can start by volunteering and then you get a lot of benefits from the network. I've gained a lot from being in NSE. I cannot say what is in it for me because I didn't go in there with a mindset of I want to make money, I want to do this. I started my involvement with NSE by volunteering. And before I knew it, my leadership skills started improving. People started recommending me, oh, why, Valerie, why don't you do this? Valerie, why don't you do this? Like I said, being in the presidential task force was somebody I met through NSE connecting me to that task force. And that also now gave me another connection to where I am today. So if I came in with a mindset, what is in NSE for me, I probably will lose focus and I'll be so particular looking for what NSE will do for me and I lose focus of doing anything for NSE. So let's come up with a mindset of this is our professional organization. Let's go in there. Let's see how things are done. Let's help them to achieve that vision and mission that they have. And wherever they are derailing, let's be able to help them to make corrections. Everybody has something to do. Everybody has a say on how to move NSE to the next level. So please, let's not ask what is in it for me. Let's ask what can I do for NSE? And when you start having that thought, you realize that you will be part of those moving NSE to the next level globally. Thank you. Then I don't know what did you say was the second question? There was something about young engineers.
Okay, that's a new question. But before that, I think I have Baba Tokwe here raising his hand. Do you want to say something, Engineer Tokwe?
Yeah, thank you once again, Engineer Valerie. We really enjoyed this session. And the point I wanted to raise is still in the aspect of research and innovation. For example, many of us here in diaspora, we have researches, ideas, papers that are hosted on international sites, like for example, One Petro for petroleum engineering, and there might be other sites. Well, why can't Nigerian Society of Engineers, invest in such a portal where we can domicile this kind of research and innovative work for easy access of our, young engineers back at home to use as resources, for their own researches. Again, I see that we organize a lot of conferences. I see a lot of all of those invite conferences. Many of these conferences, I don't see them coming with a call for papers. Many of the conferences around here, this is one of the tricks they use. They come with opportunities for call for papers. So you see a lot of people submit their research work just for an opportunity like 5 to 10 minutes to present at the conference. They have access to this research work to put in their database, which others can now be paying to access. So I mentioned this once during one of these presidential chats with the president. but I don't think I have seen a move in that direction.
Improvement,
So in order to advance innovation and research, let's create many of these our conferences. Let's attach them with call for papers, and
yeah,
then we'll have free papers, research work, that we can domicile locally and which will
yeah,
be made available to our universities, for their work. And secondly, just the comment you made earlier about just to contribute something on that, on the what's in it for me. Really, I think there is a lot in it for us anyway,
yeah.
because we are one of our committees in the Eastern Province branch here. I mean, earlier in the year, we actually made a banner listing some of those things. It's just that what is in it for you might not be the money and all of that. Things like building your professional network,
No,
building a
exactly,
professional reputation,
exactly.
mentoring for those of us in diaspora, a link back to the community of engineers at home. Those kind of things are really things in it for us. We will be glad to share that banner with you. Maybe you might be able to circulate it and make it as a part of the headquarters material. There is actually
I think it would be good
a
to
lot
have
in it
that.
for us.
That would be very, very lovely to have, because that question re-echoes for every now and then. What is in it for me? It's so much. Please share it with us. And
This is
talking
fine.
about,
So
yes, talking about the conferences. Now we're having a more robust website, and I believe if we have a website that people visit now, that there's something taking you there, then when the call for papers is sent out, people will be able to know. Again, sometimes our call for papers come a little bit late, and so people might look at it, how can I put things up together to do it? So we are making some improvements. I think the new app is for us to be able to have a more robust opportunity to follow up on what is happening and to get people more involved in the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I totally agree with you. We want to
for
be able
example,
to.
in the last year, I've submitted 2 papers. I didn't know what became of those papers.
Are you
So
serious? For the conference?
yes, I'm telling. Yes, no, not conferences. I mean, I got an email, submit a paper, and all of that. For a journal. I've
Wow.
submitted 2 papers in the last 1 year. I don't know what became of them, whether it was made into a journal, whether it was on the website.
Right.
So this is fine. This is an area I'm happy that you are thinking about that. It's something
Yeah.
that will really help the research and innovation space,
Yeah.
in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, we're planning to have that research space, on the website. And when we have that, then people can put in their research. Then we have discussions on them, and then we can build solutions from them for our challenges. That's the idea. And I believe we will get better. We are not where we want to be, but there's been a lot of improvement in recent years. And I believe that's why I said with our diaspora branches now, you giving us ideas. Imagine some of the things you have discussed with us this evening. If we put them down and begin to work on them, we are going to have a more vibrant, diverse Nigerian Society of Engineers where everybody has something to give back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Engineer Valerie. I just want to inform all the members that, as you know, we're on the scheduled
Yeah,
time. And
yeah.
if we continue this way, I don't think there's so much to talk about. I say that the chat box is almost blowing up now with different questions. A lot of people are raising their hands now to ask questions. I will mention one question from the chat box, and then I will give some of our esteemed members here to ask their questions directly. But let me take the one in the chat box.
I just want to
First.
say, Engineer Moise, please, for anybody
Yeah,
that want to comment now, just within 30 seconds, people should put up their questions so that the lecturer can actually respond to it. We don't have time any longer, please. Please, let's
thank you
take
so
note of
much.
this.
So this question, I'm taking this one because it's related to global networking. So any other people should not be angry, please. So this one says that how can students and young engineers tap into the NSE global network for mentorship, internships, and the rest?
That's very simple. We have the Young Engineers Forum, and like I said, on Saturday, I chaired the International Relations Committee of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and I listened to one of the sessions NSE Glasgow had early in the year, and I thought, oh, we could do this for our young engineers and students in Nigeria. And we started that discussion, and we just had that webinar on Saturday. We had almost 200 young engineers with students, because there were students that asked questions too. He was talking about having a growth mindset, career growth mindset for your master's program and how you can access funds. So we have a very robust program for young engineers. I personally sponsored an innovation competition in the Southwest region recently. AI innovation competition. And NSE also has the innovation competition that will be rounded up during the conference. So I think young engineers are the most cared for right now. The only thing we don't have in place is a structured mentoring process. But then there are opportunities to pick mentors during your programs. So I think whoever asked that question should get in touch with the Young Engineers Forum that is existing in every branch of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. I think this also answers the question of someone else that talked about young engineers. All right, over to you, Engineer Muazu.
Please, my able Vice Chairman, please, 30 seconds, please.
Okay, I will try. My name is Mohammed Muaz Abdullahi. I thank the speaker for such an inspiring presentation. My question is easy, that really in NSE we have vast professionals, all kind of fields. But the problem I'm looking at in Nigeria, despite all this, we still have things going wrong in engineering practice. So what is the problem? Is it that the government is not ready to engage the engineers, or there is technological gap? I want to ask the speaker, what the NSE is doing to be able to bridge this gap? Because we have the professionals and they are okay, but what is going on? What is happening? What is the society doing to make sure that the government engage our engineers so that we get the benefit of having this pool of talent? Thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I've finished, actually. I've gotten my
It's
question.
okay. You respond now. She'll respond, yeah.
Yes. So can we just know how many more questions we can take? Then I take them and answer with a flow and save time. Because if I take one, I might end up talking more and then wasting more time. So, Mr. Moderator, how many more questions can we take?
We'll take 3 questions, max.
Okay,
this
so
one
let's take
and two more. Yeah.
Yes, okay, this one. So 2 more questions, and then
Yes.
I answer them here. And I think that will be fine. That will save time. So do we have hands up for the question?
Yes,
Or we take
Engineer Professor Masood, please.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Engineer Muiz, for giving me the opportunity. I want to use this opportunity to thank our guest speaker, for honoring our invitation. I know that I have been trying to track her down for months, but finally she came. So we want to appreciate you, madam, for coming. Actually, it was a very insightful, informative presentation. And I'm sure all of us have learned a lot from this discussion. My own is just 2 questions. You mentioned something about in your presentation about harmonizing CPD.
Yes.
And facilitating global certification. You know, CPD is very important in engineering. It is good that as an engineer, you have to keep recording your CPD to make sure that you are up to date in your field, and you are also following the international standard. This is something that is very serious in many countries, engineering organizations all over the globe. Because like myself now, I'm a CPD advisor in the IET, that is the UK, and every time they send me a report of members, review their CPD and give them some areas of improvement, suggestions for improvement.
Yeah.
And every year, everyone has to complete 30 hours CPD.
Yes,
With the skills, yes, different skills. So I know NSE also have this, but is it really effective or not? This is one question. Then secondly, most of our engineers in Saudi here, the nature of practice in Nigeria and Saudi Arabia is actually different. Like for you to practice as an engineer in Saudi Arabia, you must be registered with the Saudi Council for Engineers.
Yeah.
And one of the things they do, one of the requirements is that your degree has to be verified from your former university, like university you attended back home in Nigeria or anywhere. And one thing they do, once they want to verify, they actually this is done through a company, and the company will usually consult that contract that university back home. And what they do, they go to the website and try to check whether that university has a database, so that they can just verify the graduate through a database, maybe either alumni database or university database. But most of our universities do not have that database. So most of our engineers are facing problem here. So it takes months before someone can be registered. If you are not registered, at the end of the day, you might lose your job here, because now they take it very important. So how can NSE help us in this regard? Last time I spoke to the first president, Engineer Udo, while he was here. So I think this is something, I know most of the universities do not have this database. Sometimes even the candidate have to contact the university himself to start making calls and trying to pursue them one after the other to know whom to contact before even an email can be responded. Maybe take months. So most of our are facing this problem. So how I'm sure you will help us on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Mosuda. You very important point. I think that's the last question, right? Do we still have one more?
Just one more, man. We have Omoji. Omoji he has been raising his hand for a long time.
Okay, please call him. Please.
Omoji Obewo Eke. Are you still there? I think he dropped his hand now. Let's have Edwin Umoren. Okay, then let's have additional. Additional, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moise. Thank you very much, presenter, for the excellent presentation. Because of time, let me go straight to the point. I just have two suggestions, regarding the paper publication for the NSE conference. So I also suggest that if it is possible for NSE to collaborate with established journal publishers, so that at the end of the conference, the paper submitted can be, published by this publisher, at least minimum of scopus. So this will encourage more members to, submit their paper for NSE conference. Secondly, on the collaboration of NSE with examination professional body, such as the PMP or safety examination. So NSE can, liaise with this professional body to organize training for members, and whereby member can take examination to get their certification done easily. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I will start with this last one. Maybe you can give us some links on that? I could actually take this up as a chairman of International Relations Committee. I see Dr. Bola Mudashiru here. He's a member of the International Affairs Committee too. We could actually look at some of these things and see how we can have a collaboration with them to have trainings. So if you have any link, please share it with me. We can get that sorted out. Then on the possible collaboration, I want to say that yes, most of these collaborations for journals, we meet most of these people in our WFU conference, and we started some discussions with them. These are some discussions that are ongoing that we believe will materialize very soon, so that when we have very rich presentation, like somebody was talking to me today and said, why don't you sponsor a prize for the best paper presented in the conference, so that people can now know that they need to be conscious of what they're presenting. I think that would be a very good one for us at the end to say, yes, our best paper presented will be published in these journals that we have collaborations with. And that will give a boost to people, so that next time they are coming, people are more concerned about what they are presenting, not just for the sake of being one of the speakers, but giving us something very useful that others might learn from. So thanks for that. We are working on it, and I believe it will soon materialize. Then, Engineer Mosu, thank you for the last one you said about getting your transcript. I can tell you we suffer it also in Nigeria. I don't know why that hasn't been done, that deans of university or engineering faculties will have their database that people could easily go into and check. But we can always help out if we're aware of what is going on. So maybe we can be copied, and for now we can help out. But we continue to talk with Coren, because the committee of deans of universities are under Coren, and Coren also does accreditation. So maybe that could also be one of the things they will look out for and tell the universities that they what is going over. This is not the time you have to send. In short, sometimes you send a mail and then you not send that letter, post a letter to them, somebody follows up and all. So I think it could be one of the we discuss with Coren, put it as part of the things they should put on if they want accreditation. Must be a database for their faculties. I don't know if I've left out any question. The kind of structured CPD you're talking about, where you say an engineer at this level of a professional, at this professional level, must have at least 30 units of CPD for him to be able to improve and go to the next year and renew his certification. We don't have that, and that is what we are saying we should have. That would bring a lot of professionalism into our work in Nigeria. We don't have that. We just have, if you want to attend a course, you attend a course, and that is fine. But nobody is using it to assess you. Nobody is using it to advise you on what to do to get promotion, to get connected to this job and things like that. And that's why we're saying we must create that opportunity for us to have harmonized CPD that we now have units and count for our professional development. I don't know if I've answered your question, Engineer Masood.
Yes, thank you very much.
So
Thank
very
you.
well, very well.
We are going to ask for a committee to look into that, and I would be very glad to nominate you to, since you are part of the CPD
IET, yes,
so
IET.
Yes, IET. So
yes.
I will note that and make sure that when we set up that committee, you'll be part of it. Thank you very much. I'm talking about a lot of you having they made a lot of publications and all. I remember that for one of your members, it was on a trip. We were on a trip when we just Googled something and we saw that he has had a lot of publications and awards. And that is Engineer Aruhe. I think he's one of your members. Yeah, I think he's one of your members. So we want people to be able to share some of your researches that have gone. I think he's in the oil and gas. Some of these
that's correct. Aruka is one of the members of NSE in Eastern Province.
Exactly. So we need. Thank you. So we were Googling something and we saw his name and some of those innovations that he has come up with.
He has quite a number of patents, actually.
Exactly. So we should have a meeting where he can share some of these things and encourage others on how to go about it. So you have a lot of things to do from the Saudi Arabia branch. Please, let's work together to be able to harmonize how we can have a robust knowledge sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, man. Let's just give Omoji. I think there was some technical glitch. So Omoji, please go for 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Good evening, ma. Thank you very much, ma, for always being for all of us. Ma, I don't know if you can hear me, but I had some.
I can hear you.
Okay, I have some concerns that I've always noticed, which have prevented a lot of young and probably practicing engineers from joining NSE for a very long time. I noticed that it's quite difficult to do our registration. This is what I mean. We are not visible. A lot of people practice engineering. Not that when they ask the question, what is in it for me? They are not asking for money. The question is, how does even NSE protect me? What is NSE? How do I even get to know them? Okay. So a lot of us are not able to even connect. For example, in Port Harcourt branch, I believe they are beginning to get very, very conspicuous now because their website is working and they are improving on it. So I think we should work more on visibility.
Yeah,
that's for me. Then secondly, I think when we talk about giving back, a lot of us want to volunteer. What we know, probably we naturally want to share, but there's no forum, there's no platform to do that. Is it not possible for NSE to create a platform where we bring in different engineers from different fields? Probably once I don't know how we're going to do that, but we can have different.
Yeah, he's having problem with his network again.
I think he's calling from Nigeria.
Yeah, I think he's from Nigeria. You know, we suffer network
Engineers from
problems
different fields
a
come
lot.
to present what they already do in real life. Anybody to do that.
Yeah.
If it's in chemical, if it's in electric, students and younger ones will be really motivated that yes, there's something in engineering. The truth is, currently, the mechanic on the road is valued more than engineer with your papers. The chemical, these people are seen, we are seen as not really being relevant. Like, waiting that they do, that's the question they will always ask. So it's best, I think we should get into really showing what we can do so they know that, yes, we are actually relevant. I don't know how you do it, but if you can, please, man, let's have something. Most of us are willing to come in and teach what we know for free, but let's have something that will bring us together to do this. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much for the advice. We will work on it. I won't give any excuse, but I think in recent years, our brand is becoming a little bit more visible. We were not there before, but we are working on it and we're going to get better. But great advice, we'll work on it. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. I think we should be wrapping this up now. Thank you so much, Moise, for the good moderation. Now we hand over to the Vice Chairman for a vote of thanks.
All right. Good evening, everyone, or good night, wherever you are. The respected speaker, the chairman of the branch, the ESCOs, the participants, and my respected senior colleagues. I, as the vice chairman, Mohammed Maaz Abdullah, I'm here to give a vote of thanks to the speaker, the senior engineers who, despite their tight schedule, they're able to attend the presentation. So I thank everyone for such, and we have learned a lot from her, and we wish this should continue. And we really learn a lot from the speaker, and we hope we see her again to give us another presentation. I will conclude by saying the event ends now, but your encouragement in direction of networking, collaboration, personal development will continue to inspire us. We wish to see you again. Let this not be a goodbye, but a heartfelt thank you to you until we see you next time. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending the seminar. And once again, I wish to really thank the speaker for honoring our invitation. Once again, thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, my vice chairman, and thank you everyone that has made it on this call. I can see Engineer Rashid Babalola. Sorry, I see your hand up, but we have closed the meeting. He's a past executive committee member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and a very knowledgeable person when it comes to it. Engineer Moran is from Canada. Thank you for being part of it. And every other one, I want to say a big thank you. We can network now. We are finished. Are we taking a closing prayer, Saudi?
No, but then we have like an AOB. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to our GenSec now, Moise and Nibire, right, to take the AOB here. So if the connection and the networking is part of the AOB, why not?
Why not? Okay, yes,
yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll make it very quick. So basically, as we've all heard today, that we engineers hold ourselves to very high standards of professionalism and ethics and responsibility. So I want to use this opportunity to remind every one of us to play our part in sustaining our branch and promoting its programs. And that's not just by attending the meetings, but also by joining relevant committees, as well as paying our dues, our yearly dues. I'm sure that you've seen the messages in the WhatsApp or in the other media. So let us please respond to those messages and pay our yearly dues. The second thing I want to bring to your attention is the Ibadan conference in December, which is Ibadan 2025, about engineering innovation. These are some of the highlights of our presenters' lecture today. So for those that will be in Nigeria or those that can make it to Nigeria or that can join online, then we want to encourage everyone to participate in that event and use that as an opportunity to discuss relevant solutions to some of the problems that we're facing in Nigeria. So that's the stuff. That's the thing I want to remind you about. And maybe there's a few more minutes for anything else. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. If this could be my OOB, I will appreciate that. Just to let us know that the Eastern Province branch members are shown a lot of commitment towards this seminar this evening. It has been very interactive. I sincerely want to congratulate our speaker, our own Vice President, Engineer Valerie, for good delivery. No doubt, the collaborations between the branches at home and diaspora that has been for long clamoring for is yielding, and I'm sure if we continue like this, no young engineers will say what is there for them in NSE, because we are going to a level whereby diaspora branches can even pick sponsorship of some engineering laboratory for equipment, and that will go a lot in our research. So thank you for this very interactive delivery. I remain Babalola. Thank you, and thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Babalola. I think for me, that is it. Once again, I want to say thank you to everybody. But let's stay and interact. Maybe you give us 5 minutes for networking before you shut down the platform, if you are done. Because it's all about networking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much indeed.
Are we taking a group photograph? Group photograph, please.
Oh, yeah, that should be done. Thank you.
So maybe let's put on our video, please.
On the chat group, we have the Vice President of the Nigerian Institution of Highway and Transportation Engineering saying that they are ready to give you permission to have a chapter of the division. So if you have people who are in highways in Saudi, there's an open ticket for a division on the highways and transportation engineers.
Thank you for the offer, but it comes with requirement. There must be certain number, right?
Dr. Mudashiru, so give them, talk with the chairman of the branch later and let them know what the requirements are. Dr. Mudashiru.
Yes, thank you, Valerie Ifueko FNSE. First, like I said in the comment, it's a wonderful one. And of course, you raised the bar as usual. Thank you. And we're proud to have you in NSE. And to KSA too, I appreciate the opportunity for bringing the big fish to do that. And for the registration with Nigerian Institute of Highway and Transportation Engineer, I dropped my number, if you don't mind, on the chat there. We can take it off from there. Of course, we are willing to collaborate with KSA and see how we can leverage on our strengths and do more for ourselves as individuals, as a group in the team, and also in general in NSE. NSE belongs to all of us as a family, as a society. So please, I will drop my phone number again on the chat, then we can take it off from there. My brother, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. We are taking a group picture now. Thank you. Chairman, thank you.
It's done.
Over to you.
It's done. Thank you very much, Oli.
All right. So thank you very much.
We are free to network now, I think. And for those that want to leave, thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you all next month. Thank you very much. And I saw a campaign. I saw somebody posted something. I think we are now under interaction, by the way. So please, anybody can leave now. But Engineer Saifullah posted something. You want to say something about that?
Oh, you want me to say something, or you want Seifullah to say something?
No, Seifullah posted something, so I want him
Is
to
it
say.
Seifullah Garba, right?
Garba, yes, he posted something which I think is important. People want to know about it.
Is Seifullah still on this call?
And he's still raising his hand, actually.
He's raising up his hand.
Raising up his hand.
Has the pictures been taken? Has the pictures been taken? Can we disappear?
Yes, the picture is taken already. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Charles. Thank you.
Before you disappear, Mr. Maybe you should say something. I love your smile, right?
Oh, you are muted.
Engineer Charles, you're muted.
Okay, sorry. Greetings, and Valerie, thanks a lot for the event, or let's say, insightful speech or presentation. Actually, I raised that question that talked about what is happening. What is it for me? That's been the general question. Every time you meet our engineers, it's always, what is it for me? And I think it's high time we took this in very serious. The society should actually start looking into it, because I don't see a reason why Nigerian Society of Engineers should not be the richest organization in the country. All right, I don't see why we should not be having standardized buildings and so let's say infrastructure nationwide, not just one building in engineering close. All right, or maybe in Abuja. Students want to network with the organization. They want to see that they are seen, not just it's the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Just like pharmacists, they always have their usual annual get-together, whatever they call it, annual conference, which bring in almost all the pharmacists in every part of the country together. The same thing happens for medical doctors, lawyers as well at the same time. But engineers, anytime we go for a conference, we just go and then we come up with some kind of publication at that end of it. But engineers, to be frank with you, are not happy with the society, and the society needs to do more, take out more challenges. Collaboration is, as you mentioned, is very, very vital. But how do they collaborate? These are some of the issues I would have wanted to highlight. But again, what attracted my interest or my concern is when they made mention of PMI. Something like PMI, we say, let us collaborate and let them come and train us. To be frank with you, such organizations are like commercial setups by countries where they make money out of people. All right, you pay for the registration, you go through the training, you get your certification, you pass the exam. Every 3 years, you have to renew because you have your PDUs to submit. Nigerian Society of Engineers or Korean should actually run a parallel of not necessarily having them to come and train us. We should bring ourselves to such a position that people will respect our organization.
Sure.
In the company we work here, they respect some countries' societies, but disrespect some of our own societies. Our effort should be, how do we bring up our society such a way that others will respect
us,
and not just also trying to, like our standards. Anytime we have a project, we start quoting international standards. Even if we have our own standards, should be linked to whatever international standard, but narrowed down to our own local environment. Our society should be able to have the committees that will be updating these standards and made available to students. Students, they want to do their research. There are lots of things I want to talk about, but again, I don't want to take our time. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
We're going to have more time to talk with you, Engineer Charles. But just before you go on that standard, I'll tell you, even when I was vice president in 2011, I remember they set up committees and charged divisions to come up with standard. They even gave seed money of 500,000. Do you understand? Those who are ready to start, they gave them seed money. Go and work on these standards. Let's domesticate these standards, but we are still on it. So we need people who are intentional in moving NSE forward. Thank you very much. And I'm going to note you. And when things like these are coming up, we'll be able to do some things together. Thank you very much.
Just one comment as it is networking, Madam Valerie. Is it?
So you can read what Seifullah put up there and make it happen, and then we can work more together. Thank you.
Okay, dear. I think my promise is that if given the opportunity, I think I would like to make a presentation on what is it for me, and then why. If I think I should work on something and get us something on what
can we do a webinar?
Huh? Yeah.
You want to do a webinar?
Yeah, that would be it.
We'll work on it. What is in it for me?
Yeah.
Right?
What is the next one? The next
All
one
right.
month.
Nice question. Thank you very much, Engineer Charles. Have a lovely evening. And I think on that note, Chairman, sorry, you wanted to say something.
No, somebody mentioned, but he could not buttress it. Just for our members to know, is it really true? Because we really enjoy your speech and everything. We know that you have a lot for this association, and you really have a lot of vision, very excellent one. So I really coming out as also contesting to be the president. That would be nice to hear from you, really. Is it?
Well, it's a question, so I will answer. Yes, I'm contesting for the position of deputy president. But we're not supposed to be campaigning. But since it's a question, I will answer
question,
you.
yes.
Yes, I will answer you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Engineer Valerie, I don't know why people are not asking about your slide. I think I need the slide. If any other person is not in need of it, I need that slide.
You have it already, Engineer Saladi.
But you have it in Saudi already, so they'll just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Dr. Ann, I've seen you since. I hope you are still there. Thank you. How is Bayelsa?
Bayelsa is fine. Good evening, ma.
Engineer
And
Elizabeth from her. Thank you, my
presentation.
darling.
Thank you, ma.
For joining. Engineer Elizabeth is on holiday, but she joined us too. That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone. Biola, my DG is on the call. I did not know. How could I have not recognized my DG? Engineer Dr. Adeyemo Atitilope. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you for your support always. I didn't know you were here. How come I didn't see that?
Thank you. Enjoying your lectures. Very insightful and good.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you. So thanks, everyone. If there's still any question, they gave us 5 minutes. I think we are done with the 5 minutes. So maybe we should say a very good night to everyone. And we can continue the discussion. My phone number is 080-5450-2165. We can continue the discussion on WhatsApp if you want us to. Thank you so much.
5450.
Yeah, but Chairman, I have a number. I'll share it with you. Don't worry. I have a number with me.
Thank you very much. That's my WhatsApp now. So we can form a group and continue the discussion. To be very nice.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you, my chairman. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
From AEC, you are cited. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending the webinar.
Please, can you please share the number on the slide?
Yeah, we're going to share the slide.
No, I need the number, the verified number on the platform.
Please assist with the number and the slide, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night rest. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Same
My
to you.
chairman.
Thank you very much. Thank you.